physical strength, collaboration, personal willpower, and helping your team is stronger. There's there's elements of the game that can apply to real life. I don't think that's what I want to do. I want to show that their life is this game of tug of war, and I wouldn't even call it a game of tug of war. It's the life of tug of war. It's this emotional battle, right? Your emotional journey is a game of tug of war, and you're battling here, right? Against this, against your reactions to emotions. I put that cheating, something like this. Here we go. Emotions and how we can/can't control them, and tug of war, they're cheating. Essentially, if, and I'm doing it, but whatever, if the line of tug of war, that line that you pull, if that is emotions itself, then who are you battling against? You'd have to be battling against your reactions to said emotions. Now, your reactions to them are dependent on that's like nature versus nurture and how you grow up. But essentially, your emotions either thrive, stagnate, or decline because you react in a certain way. So does that mean that reactions would win, or that you're beating the reactions? I guess it doesn't make sense to be you battling your reactions, because that's reacting to reactions. You are reacting, and I use reacting like the sense of you feel these emotions, what do you then do? Maybe it's emotional blocks that you're battling against. Yeah, that would make sense. You're fighting emotional blocking. So this would be you plus reactions, and then this would be EB. The line, don't worry about it. Well, it's the line. You're actually tethering this idea of whether emotional blockage overpowers it, or yeah, there's something there, because you could if you want to reject emotions so much, you want to let that blockage win, you'd let them win. But if you'd want to battle this idea, this emotional blockage, yeah, it's not easy. Tug of war isn't easy. That's the whole point. It's a competition, right? And this idea of what war and what winning really means really would go into. I think winning's got to be its own separate thing, because that would be a bigger topic of what winning essentially means in this game of you against your emotional blocks. There's something really there. All right, we'll keep going. What's the point of a battle? Why? I guess the real big question that comes from that is, why are you battling it? Why don't you succumb to your emotional blocks? Why don't you just avoid? Right? Like, why not? Why don't you just avoid? It's pretty easy. There's a lot of different things you can do around the world to do it. Why? Why battle emotional blocks? This would be kind of a devil's advocate type of thing. Why battle emotional blocks? And this would be a DA. I always love a devil's advocate. The name is weird though, like you're advocating for the devil. It's weird. What's the point of a battle? Battle variations. Find core few things of why we battle? Why do we battle? What's the point of it? Right? That it seems ridiculous. You don't want to feel those emotions, you don't have to. You can just do something else. Why even fight in this tug of war? Why is it even a competition? Why is it a battle? There's a lot that goes with that. I think that's a really good, meaty part of the speech that doesn't get talked about. These emotional blocks that we have. Yeah, people always say you need to be more emotionally open. Why? Why? That's what I want to get into. Why do we need to be more open with our emotions? It's a good question. I don't know the answer yet. I'm going to discover it as we go along. But find core three things why we battle. The intrinsic battles of physical versus emotional. That's extrinsically reacting physically to the intrinsic battle emotionally. I like the idea of physical being on the outside reaction while the emotional is on the inside. We do this a lot. We react externally to things that we feel internally, right? There's a lot there, but I don't know if it's its own big topic. I mean, why not? I like it. How about this? Ways we react. Oh, not react. React. That's. What the heck? Externally. To how we feel internally. And that can be the several different ways that we deal with all this stuff, as well as some stats. So statistical info. Perfect. I think he jumped onto the chair. Yeah, he likes sleeping in the chair now. It's his new favorite spot. I'll let you sleep, little guy. We have. I'm gonna stop saying We have. The interpretation is that emotional blockage and awareness are opposites, right? Blockage, and awareness. Are opposites. Not only are they opposites, they're ops. I'll put a little parentheses over that. They are ops. They hate each other. Being aware and ignoring it, oh, God, they clash every time. Emotions, how we can and can't control them. This just gets into a bigger point that I don't even know. I don't really even know, because that's been like a several speech long theme of, I used to believe that our emotions are something that we cannot control at all. Technically, we can. Right? I can manipulate people into feeling certain emotions. And I'm not saying that counts as them, because again, that fits into my earlier theory of you can't control them if you basically react to it and your emotions react to it. But if I try to manipulate someone into feeling certain emotions, like being a speaker, I change how I feel. And is that a direct correlation to the fact that I'm changing other people? Like, say that I am not feeling good mentally, hypothetically, and I play some nice music for the intention of feeling better. And then I feel better emotionally. Does that something that I controlled? Or was that something that I just did and my body or my emotions, which I have no control over, just react differently to it? But I did it with the intent. It's like, I guess it fits back to the idea of emotional awareness. If you have emotional awareness, you technically can emotionally manipulate. Or you can manipulate said emotions, right? Whether that's yours or someone else's, as long as you're aware of it, right? I can turn people from being bored in a room and knowing that they are bored and not entertained, using this in a certain way to then bring them entertainment, and they change their emotions from it. So you can control your emotions. I guess, I don't know. Again, it's a really big. I want to do a session on this because I really feel up in the air. I don't know what this would exactly. I actually want to hear other people's opinions as well. I'm going to ask around for some friends because I really don't know. I really don't. I really think that you can, but I also think that because I don't think that you doing the things to then make you feel certain ways is a direct path into manipulating your emotions. If your emotions are their own separate thing and they react in ways that you didn't have control over them, how do you know that the things you have control over are a direct correlation? You know, like you don't even realize the other times you're reacting and didn't even know where that came from. More than half the time that happens. I'll stub my toe and I'll start crying for 30 minutes because of some trauma or something. Like, you understand this? We'll get into it later. Controlling emotions or no? Is that even possible? I digress. Let's keep going. I'm really trying not to use those filler words right now. We have their opposites, emotions, how we can't control them. Tug of war, they're cheating. Control and not. My own personal journey. I did not put that on there, but my own personal journey. Truth is, emotionally, I'm pretty apathetic. I did it. Let's make a emotional journey chart. An emotional journey. And no, an emotional range chart. How I was saying earlier, you feel everything to you feel nothing, right? And if that were a chart, a fun looking chart, I'm deciding between a half circle or a full circle, or I don't know, something that I don't know is one of them, because I do know, and I just gotta figure it out. Something that would be interesting to look at and also informative. So, emotional range chart. I don't have to put my own thing in there. I guess I can put my own thing in there, but it's not really about me. I'd like to use my own story, of course, as we always do. I think it's going to come up naturally. It's going to come up naturally, I think, is one of those filler words. Point is to be emotionally aware. And it's not easy. The path, the door in the path, that's a different topic that I have in the works for a different speech. The door and the path, how that would fit within emotional awareness, that would be the path. Ooh, let me find that. Oh! But, 1 second. I'm really trying hard not to use filler words. I was just about